All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Is everybody here? Good afternoon. It's midday here, guys. 12:01 at the moment. Welcome to TD Markets Academy, brought to you by TD Markets. What a pleasure being with you. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you are for us. Yeah. All right. Lots of information. Guys, do not construe this as advice in any way. You guys ready to go? Am I audible, guys? Quickly. All right, we're ready to go. Some of the slow pokes are still coming on. Let's give them a couple of seconds here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's an absolute pleasure being with you here this afternoon. If you're here for the very first time, I'd like to welcome you. You got myself, you got the darling Thandi with me, and we're pushing numbers here, yeah? And so then, to everybody that's joining, all the regulars, all the family members, welcome. All right, Nkulu, I see you there. Tanya, AV Trader 99, Tato, Brett, Chase. Yep. All right, here we go, guys. Jules, good to see you there, man. So good to see you, Jules. JJ, I just say Jules Johnson, JJ, yeah? So, guys, we obviously had a fantastic run at 9:30. A lot has happened, and we want to get, right into it, making sure that we are on top of things. We can see now that, oil has really just descended down from the heavens. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely crazy. And look where it went to. Exactly to the foot of the impulse. So this is something that we should always keep in mind, guys. Keep it in mind that, when you're dealing with the thrust or the impulse to the upside or to the downside, doesn't really matter. Price moves to these areas, okay? Price moves to these areas, and you just got to locate. You got to just become better at seeing that, all right? Mongizi just dived in there. Wonderful. Good afternoon, man. So, guys, oil is really pushed down considerably here, all right? Before we continue, we obviously got to do the AUD USD as well. We've dealt with the New Zealand dollar, and so we obviously want to deal with the Aussie as well. Remember, we had that CPI print that's coming out, I believe it's Wednesday as well. But we must know, guys, that the Federal Reserve is in focus on Wednesday, okay? So most traders will still expect that the rates, will be unchanged. But everyone will be listening carefully for any hints about September. And along with that, we've got the US GDP, the PCE inflation, and we got a whole packed week of earnings from we got Microsoft, Apple, we got Meta, Amazon. So we're expecting quite a bit of volatility, all right? And that's important because the US stock futures, they're obviously pointing higher this morning, and especially now at midday. So, those lower oil prices there, a softer dollar, and the hopes that we have some eased tension in the Middle East, that won't escalate further. And giving, possibly the equities then a positive start to the week. All right, so Bitcoin in that is also trading slightly higher because the appetite is improving. But again, please, the reason why I'm mentioning Bitcoin with the US futures there is because they seem to be moving in the same direction. So you got to watch out for that. All right. So the oil price, guys, we've come down, and you can see here that we are now at $85 a barrel. Now, guys, remember, this is what we had anticipated on Friday, that the oil price is going to push down from there to there. It jumped that entire area in terms of slippage because of the ease tension in the Middle East with strikes being called off. And so that has given, an appetite for investors to move elsewhere instead of putting it into the dollar. So if this continues to happen like we're seeing now, it's already reached a foot here. All right. It's reached the foot of the impulse. Now, it's either we're going down to these lows here at 82, or we're going to have a correction back to 88. It's going to be one of the two things. Okay. And what's going to be important for us as traders is to not look at this necessarily on a 1 hour chart. Now we got to go and say, okay, so we know what it looks like on the hour. Now we're going to go down to the even shorter time frames. Okay. So let me get in and begin to unpack that for you guys as well. We're not just into the, the 1 hour and then we trade it and it's done. We can drop down, guys. All right. And that's what we want to demonstrate with all our guys. We want to demonstrate that. It's not just, it's the 1 hour and done. We can scalp this on a much shorter time frame. So let's go there. Let's go see what's happening on the 15-minute. Let's go see what's happening on the 10-minute, the 5-minute. Okay. So, right. Remember, we know where we are now, right, Brett? We know we're at the foot of that impulse. Everybody's with me there. Let me pause. Make sure everybody's tracking the oil price, because the oil is driving the market at this point in time. With higher oil prices, higher inflation, that affects the interest rates. All right. So the oil price is dictating a lot of the momentum and what we're going to see in the next month or two. Okay. So everybody's tracking. So we know now the oil price has reached a low. Now we're going to look, do we continue down, or do we have some divergence that might give us a pullback back to 88? And for that, I can't use the hour because the hour move is done. I'm going to be using 15, 10, 5 now. All right. So here is the 15-minute. And let me see if there's any divergence here. So there is divergence. The divergence actually starts here. And I'm going to point out where the divergence starts so that you understand, okay? Hold on. Let me just get a rectangle here so you can see. The divergence has started here already. So this is just an extension to the downside. That's it, okay? It's just an extension to the downside. All right. So the divergence has started on top. We have an extension to the downside. And now we're going to go and look for that specific extension where we could go up. All right. So divergence starts there. Let's go down to some lower time frames. All right. On the lower time frame, we also have divergence now. That's the next structure that we're busy with. And the divergence is right here. All right. Here's the divergence in this area here. So there is divergence here, guys, but I can't take the trade at this point in time. I got to wait. All right. I'm going to go down to even lower time frame now. All right. So here we go. 10 minutes. And this is what I'm looking at. Now, guys, this is a fresh move, man. There's no data whatsoever. So if you're going to get in here, you must understand you are getting into a very fresh move. And here's the problem with fresh moves, okay? It does not have enough data. And if it doesn't have enough data, what happens is it tends to wander around the support to print what is happening. So there's definitely divergence here, guys. All right, there we go. There's definitely divergence over here. Without a question, there is divergence here. So let's see quickly. And then, you see, that's the thing. We might even be going a little further down. Okay, 15-minute. Hold on. All right. My word. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I wanted to see this. Look where price is here, right? Okay. Got it. So this is going to take a bit of time. 85. I got 85 here. And then let me make this. There we go. Okay, I'm sorted. So this is a 10-minute, 5-minute structure, guys. All right. Now, look at that. Above the 85, I anticipate us to push to the upside. All right. There'll be two extensions. There's two extensions. All right. There's the first one there. There's the second one. So if we break above here like that, I anticipate two extensions to the upside. All right. It wasn't too much. So let me put or place, insert 85.973. And we'll be watching this very carefully. 85.973. Anticipating it to go back to 89. 89.906. Now, here is something else. Anticipating price when it goes up for it to wander around these areas here. So let me just put or place or insert some arrows here so you can see what I mean, that if price goes up and you get in, there is obviously price can definitely come down again. And what we're doing then is anticipating price to go up to 89, yes, but there's some guys that might even hold it up until there. All right. So from there to there is a very, very good move. So I'm going to watch this today. I'd like to trade the oil price up. It's easy, guys. Oil can be very volatile, obviously, but there is divergence here. I like it. And you can see the divergence here. Let me just show it to you. I'll give you a different color. All right. So can you see where the divergence is? Right there. There's a divergence. And even although price came down, you can see the divergence is there. So this is a beautiful move, by the way. Just so you do know, that's a beautiful move, guys. All right. Beautiful, 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 beautiful move. All right. Look at that. So 85.973, guys. And what is Ash doing right now? So let me answer some of that. All right. Let me answer that question. Thank you for asking it. We know what the hourlies have provided. We're trading 15, 10, 5 now. Not 1 minute, guys. All right. I'm monitoring on the 1 minute. I may enter on the 1, 2, or the 3 minute. But I am definitely looking at the 15, the 10, and the 5. That's a very, very important point. All right. So the hourlies is done. Hourlies are done. I'm now trading shorter time frames because there's many opportunities there. All right. So let's see. That's the oil price. Let's get to gold now, guys. Let's get to gold. Some guys were saying that there might be a correction here. All right, let's go. This is the hourly frame. You can see that's right now. I'm going to get the minutes now. So watch. That's what I'm doing here today, guys. Remember, we're tracking this together. We're watching this thing together, isn't it so? So let's see the gold price. And I'm putting them alongside each other. This is the hourly now. All right. That move right there. I'm going to dig into the 15-minute now and the 10-minute to see if there's anything here that can be traded. Knowing that there is some slippage. All right. There's a gap there. All right. You guys ready? Let's go to work. All right, so at this point, the divergence is not necessarily on the 15, the 10, and even the 5. So let's have a look and see if it may be on the others. Yeah, looks like here we go. Here we go. Look at the divergence, guys. Let's see, 3 minutes. Yeah, there's a lot of divergence here. So do you guys see that? And do you see this? Do you see that? There's no there is divergence here. We're coming down. We're coming down. Okay, so let's quickly deal with this. So this is a 3-minute frame. I told you guys, me and T, it doesn't matter what time frame we trade, guys. We are trading, and guys, I'm gonna simplify this. Are you guys ready for this? Brett? I'm trading this structure here. This movement here. Doesn't matter how we attack the structure. We are trading the structure. Doesn't matter what strategy you're going to use. You're going to be using it to trade the market structure. What is the market structure, guys? Highs, highs, highs. These are higher highs. Upward momentum. This is a micro trend. Yes, it's on a 3-minute. It's different from a daily, overall, more dominant trend. It's a micro trend inside. Really micro. I'm talking micro. Okay? So, what's happened with gold? It's already falling. It just doesn't look like it. All right? I don't know if you guys have ever met guys that will say to you, we are falling here. They're not wrong. The only place that I would watch out for in this specific case, all right? I'd watch out for any stop loss that's here. Any stop loss. Hold on. Yeah. Anything here. You put any stop loss there, you're in trouble if price goes back. But I see the downside here, guys. I see the downside here, at least for now. All right. Now, again, guys, this is the minute frames. Look at the 5-minute. Look at that. This is basically one move. Yeah, this is one movement. And we may just come to this area here. See that area? So let's see. Anywhere inside that zone, I anticipate gold to come to. So we may just get that stronger dollar there, guys. For now, there's a lot of divergence here, guys. Okay? So the oil price, all right, upside would mean gold comes down. You see? So upside on oil means gold comes down. So if I'm going to get in here for buy, I'm going to get in here for a sell. That's on the gold and the oil price. That's important, guys. Look at the correlation there. All right. NAS 100. This one, I'm just going to leave it as is. This one has quite a few, if I can say, rather, let me say it like this. There's a lot of aggression here. All right. So this one is pretty simple to see. Price dips below here. There's a gap here. But you know what? For the sake of clarity, let's quickly go there. NAS 100. Let's go to work on this one. Let's go to work on this one. NAS 100. Let's just go to work and just see where it is, okay? By the way, CAD, JPY, I'm in profits here. I don't know who else is in profits. All right. Euro JPY, I went in on here. It pushed below the 186. So I'm in CAD JPY. I'm in Euro JPY, I mean GBP JPY. All right. And look at this one. Oh, I'm going to go there now. Look at this one. Look. It's in between these two here. So, guys, it's actually reached at both now. It's reached all three stages. Look. You see that? So we can go up, we can go down, doesn't really matter. But it's reached it. I'm still seeing the downside. We don't even have to go up now. We've reached it already. From there to there, we've reached it. All right, let's go NAS. Let's go and do some work on the NAS 100 for all the guys that are trading the much shorter time frames. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of divergence here. Look at the divergence. Look. Yeah, I see it, guys. But I'm looking for a much lower area, my word. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. It's minute frames, 1 minute, guys. Take that off. Lots of divergence here. Clear as daylight. Colors, hold on. Yeah, look at that. Coming down there, but we're going up there. All right, so this is, yeah. All right, straight drop. There we go. One there. And there. Yeah. And you can see we've not even dropped below yet. So this is going to be a interesting one here, guys. All right, so guys, it's as clear as daylight. There's a lot of divergence here. Below 28,000. This is minute frames, okay? So watch this the entire day. 28,529.58. First area right there. Down to 28,385 points. Right there. And then that gap so accurately disclosed. Look at that. 28,141. So we're staying within the 28,000, all right? Look at that. Guys, this is going to be one hell of a trade, though. All right. This is going to be one hell of a trade, though. Really, this will be a great trade. This is a just a push, wow, to the downside. And let me tell you why this is a push to the downside. Because look here. Remember highs? I spoke to you about highs. Let's go and see if we can see some highs here. It was one move. That's why this is a drop. You see that? And I'm already at, yeah. Look at that. This is a massive drop, guys. See that? That's the only highs. After that, so if it drops below those areas there, that's what's keeping that up. So the high, remember, these highs are responsible for these lows here. So the moment we drop below those highs, it's basically crazy after that. So let's wait. 28,529. That is going to be insane. I really hope, for the sake of the guys, that actually transpires today. That will be great. So let's quickly see the oil price. All right, look where it is now, guys. This is the minute frames that I chatted to you about. Here's the minute frames. There's the minute frames. All right. And then we have the gold price. But we're looking at it, if it comes below here, which is 4083. This is the correction. Guys, let me just make sure that I have that you guys know. This is price possibly filling the gap. That is what this is. Okay? It does not mean that price is going to go all the way down now. And another thing is, we actually bullish here, right? We actually bullish on gold, but there's a possible correction here. That is what we're looking at. And further to that, guys, let's quickly look at this area here. Let's look. All right, let's look here. So if I go down, look where we are. So the next area is here, which is close to this area here. Look, you see there? That's a 5-minute chart. Let's see. Look, 5 minutes. There and there. Look, 5 minutes there and there. And that's where the other exit is. 4051.31. I'll say it again. That area there is this area here. So there's a stop here. All right. We are currently there. So if we break through here now, we could possibly come here. That's very important from a gold perspective. Okay. Gold. Then I think we are done with the NAS. Let's wait on that one. So by 3 o'clock today, we should see a bit of movement, if not before. Okay. NZD USD. I mean, this one, guys, let me leave this one for now. We're going to see how this develops. All right. USD JPY, I think let's also leave this one for now. I don't know who else is in CAD JPY here, but very, very good downside over here. Very good downside. Look at GBP USD now. All right. Remember I said to you guys, I understand why you guys are saying we could be coming down. We have the gap here. So I said this is an important point. There's the gap. Let's see Euro USD. Yeah, look guys, this gap. And you know what? This is going to keep people busy. What I mean by that is it's going to keep people busy is that everyone's watching it now. We either move towards it or we move away from it. It's one of the two. We are literally in between now. It's either we move above or we move away, or, up, or we move away but we come down. It's going to be one of the two, guys. All right. Euro JPY. This one is also, this is a 1 hour chart. All right. We're at the 186 level and exiting at the 186. So I'm not going to deal with anything over there. I'm just leaving that as is. I'm leaving it as is. All right. I said I wanted to get to the AUD USD because we have some data coming out tomorrow, obviously. Sorry, not tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Wednesday. Tomorrow and Wednesday, sorry. Governor Bullock will speak 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then we have Wednesday, we have the CPI. So this is what we're looking for. If the CPI comes out hotter than expected, that simply means we push up. All right? Stronger Aussie dollar. Weaker CPI, we come down. Now, I will not be surprised if we get a weaker, because the dollar is on the books right now for the rate hike. And I said to you last week, you cannot hike all the rates simultaneously at the same time, all of them, all right? So let's see what is happening on this one here. Let's first start with the 1 hour frame and see what we have here from a divergence perspective. There is lots over here. If I go to my daily, let me start with my daily here instead. And then let me just make this blue so you guys can see, because I know right now that yellow might be a little bit difficult for you to see. So let me just change it. So right now, even although there is a lot of what? Push to the upside. Look at this. That's why be very careful, guys. There's a lot of divergence on the daily frame, on the monthlies. All right. So if there's divergence coming down, there might be a move first to the upside before that happens. That's where we get our hourlies from now. All right. That's where we get our hourlies from. Now watch these arrows here. When the arrow appeared, the move happened. So that was the red. That's where divergence started to the downside, and the move happened. Then we got here to the green one, and price moved up. All right. So what we essentially dealing with now, we are dealing with this part here. We are away from the green. Those moves happened already. All right. We are now dealing with this, and you can see the size of the green and the size of the red arrow. The red arrow is bigger than the green one. Is everybody tracking with me there? Brett, Tanya, Tato, are you with me there? Jules, Nkulu, AV Trader, are you with me there, guys? Chase? You can see that the green is what? Smaller. That's telling you that divergence here, or at least the move, is not as hectic as the red. All right. So what we're going to look for now is, because we know that this one went up, we came down again. Now we want to deal with this area here. So if I go to my hourly, there's no divergence that's kicked in yet. Why? Because look at this. It's moving sideways. All right. Now, inside of that sideways, of that consolidation, there may be some trades, either to the upside or we come down. I'll say it again. The consolidation is sideways, yes, but there might be scalping opportunities either to the downside or the upside. Now, given we have a gap here, all right, given we have a gap, and it's not a big gap, guys, all right, we may find that on the much lower time frames. So here we go now. So here we go. So this is the 15-minute. All right, 15-minute. Let's go 10. All right, there we go. So there is divergence here, guys. Look at this. Look at that. So there's a high probability that price could come down first. So let's have a look and see what that might look like. All right, so there we have. Here's my 50. It's 69. And then here we go. This is now the 10-minute frame. All right, it's looking good. Where we are now. Yeah, we're right here. Hold on. From there to there is about 38 pips. It's not that much, but I mean, if you put enough, if you put enough stop lot sizes on it, it becomes a fantastic place for you to actually. Look at that. Okay, so guys, this looks like the 10-minute is our guy right here. Look at that. So let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see how it goes. And then let me just write that in so that you guys can see. So that's 0.69, excuse me, 69965. Below that area, we could be coming back here. 0.69569. Right there. All right. So let's watch it, guys. Lots of divergence. Sorry, wrong one. I want the channel. All right, there we go. Look at the divergence here, guys. All right, so I left it as is. The reason why I did not extend this up, it's because I wanted to point out the divergence that's happening there. All right, so here we're going up, but if you look at it, essentially, it's actually coming down. If you look at it there, you see that? It's coming down. There we're coming down, but here we're going up. So this is also a fantastic. So this is going together with NZD USD. All right, it's going together with NZD USD. We'll use AUD USD as a benchmark. So we're looking good there as well. We're looking very, very good. Okay. US 30. But hold on, let me go to AUD NZD first. All right, Tato. AUD NZD. I said I'll revert back to this one. Okay. So here, what may seem like an uptrend, you can see it's slanting to the right hand side here. That slant is showing us that there is a lot of sellers that's come in. Now, guys, what's important, and I'm going to say this, guys, all right? There are times when holding a trade is so beautiful. Let me actually ask the question. If Sammy's on here, or whoever else joined Sammy on, it was last week, was it the gold or the BTC? But there was a trade that we were swinging. And Sammy came on and said, hey man, Ash, I'm still eating off the gold. Okay? Swing trading, guys. Just because I'm doing, example now, right? The oil price or the gold price and so forth, or the NAS, just because I'm looking at a 3-minute chart, let's not underestimate swing trading, guys. You know, swing trading can pay quite a bit of cash, guys. All right? We're not saying that it's better. In fact, let me actually state that for the record. It's not about whether you're going to be trading, higher time frames or lower time frames. They each have their own risk template associated with it. All right? Are we together? And risk may be defined in different ways. Sometimes time is a risk for someone because someone maybe wants to withdraw or pay a bill, but they swing trading. All right. And so now they got to wait like 2 weeks. And there's a risk associated with that because now the people or the vendor that you need to pay can't get their cash, example, because your money's still tied into the market. All right. Versus a scalper that's going to go in trading minute frames like we now attempting to see here. If the NASDAQ comes down here, you know this is scalping an intraday move here all the way from 28,529 to 28,385. So the risk, time is the risk there. It goes away. But you have another risk, the volatility. Because if price pushes up and your stop loss is here and it goes up, rejects, and then comes down, you see. So risk then is defined contextually. And it's really subjective because not even everyone who's gonna care about stop losses. I'm gonna be frank with you guys. Guys, they don't use stop losses if they're scalping. Because I'm right here with you now. So I'll rather demarcate a zone. Anything above here, I get out. Anything above there, I get out and I'm watching the screen. Anything, even if the wick goes above there, I get out because it just created a new high. There's no candle to fill the high. And listen to what I said. There's no candle that filled the high. Man, I think that's such a beautiful thing to say. Listen to this. There's the wick, but then it rejects and comes down. There's no body that went and filled that high. See? When the filling comes, it's establishing the zone. My God, oh, my word. My word. When the wick is there, there's body or the candle bodies, when they close at that area, they go and establish the zone. Okay? That's the difference between a rejected state and a filled or accepted state. Whew. Yeah. Exactly, Tato. Yeah. Whew. Let's just pause there because it got hot in here. Wafisa, it's hot. Wafisa. Are you guys with me here? All right. But we should not underestimate swing trading. Because you can, guys, if you go into TDME, right, and you hold some derivatives in terms of crypto with us here at TD Markets, guys, for as long as BTC is pushing up and you have cash in there at this level of BTC or Ethereum or Solana, whatever, that's swinging that sucker from 60,000, it goes to 80 and 90, and you're holding that. Oh, I'm telling you guys, in 2-3 months, when you come and look at that portfolio, you can lose all the layers on your eyes. All right? So these are the things that you guys will be chatting to us about. All right? We're going live in the next day or so. We'll be having some fantastic topic discussion classes. And these are the kind of things that we're going to deal with. All right? Now, swing. This is the daily frame. This is for someone that is saying, listen, Ash, I see the tiredness of the buyers, the exhaustion. And I'd like to go down here. Now, remember, don't remove the work, the fundamental work. You still got to go study the economy. You don't have to be an economist. Let's be real. You don't have to be an economist, guys. You don't need to get a degree. You just got to know how to put the pieces together, politically, economically, and socially, okay? Then you go and you say, okay, on the chart here, I'm looking at the price now, 1.20. This is the currency competition between AUD and ZD, right? So for 1 Aussie dollar, you have to pay 1.20 New Zealand dollars. So there is a significant, in terms of price, you can't compare it with the dollar to the rand. We're referring to the major currencies now, okay? Where you find one specific major currency, it only costs you maybe 50 cents, all right? Here, it's 1 point. It's not big, but you can see that, there's a lot of competition here, right? So you compare the two and you're like, listen, this is something I would want to hold. But you got to have the patience for it. All right. So now look at this. And I'm going to tell you why the patience is important. From where price is now, you're swinging it. You can have pit stops. Okay. Technically, you can have pit stops right there. I'm using the fib. What did I say to you guys? We use tools. All right, to help us make more informed decisions. Guys, don't rely on the tool to give you truth. Okay. Don't rely on a spade to tell you that you are gifted. All right, a spade is a tool. You close holes, you open them, you can chop wood, The tool does not tell you that you are gifted. It helps you to express your giftedness. So this tool here is not here to tell you buy, sell. This tool is here to help you engage with the structure. Now, what structure am I referring to? Please listen to Ash very carefully now, all right? This is an entire uptrend. I am not looking to trade it all the way down here. I'm swinging it from the resistance about halfway down, all right? I'm swinging it from there to possibly there. I'm not trying to trade the whole thing, because then we're going from 1.20, be realistic with the price. 1.20 all the way to 1.07. Look at that. So you got to be realistic. It's more realistic to swing it from a 1.20 price level to a 1.18, or 1.20 to 1.14. That's important for you to understand. All right. So I want to swing it, not the entire structure, but a portion of that. That's the difference here. Are we together? Jules? Jules, how else, Gents, all I know is that all gentlemen understand the woman. All right, ladies, we love discussing and saying, the beauty of a woman, or how a woman made you feel, and men relate to that. Isn't it so, Jules? So using that is so, don't you think it's a good strategy there, Jules? If my wife is watching this, when I get home, she's like, Lovey, yes. Okay, I heard about the passion. All right. But okay. But we are trading a portion here. Okay. And I want us to understand that. So we're not just getting into the trade for the sake. There is method. It's methodical. It's systematic. We're not just trading because we're trading, guys. We need to get away. And I'm not saying you guys are there, but people need to get away from, do I buy? Do I sell? Do I buy? Do I sell? The moment you get someone asking, where do I buy now? Do I sell? They don't understand it. So we want to debunk that. We want to debunk that at the academy, or we're busy debunking that. It's not about that. So these highs are going to be important for the swing trader. These highs. Because if you sell now, you may be in a deficit. Meaning you're swinging it, all right? You're swinging it. So the minute frames might first get a stronger Aussie here before we come down. Please understand that, all right, people? It's very important, all right? So these highs are going to be important for the swing trader, because price, if you get in now, it can correct till there and then come down. Because we're already below the important zone. We've broken through. We've created the low there. We've already created the low right there. That's the important part. So now we're waiting for a lower high. So for the scalpers to the upside, or that's day trading, all right, they're going to benefit here. They can buy. But the swing trade is going to be like, I'll put a pending order here because I want to sell it down. Look at the different ways we are chatting about it now. Okay? There's a lot of divergence at the top here, guys. This is a beautiful swing trade to the downside. I can tell you that today. So I'm going to put the levels here. Write these levels down, guys. All right. Write these levels down. All right. Beneath 1.18517, anticipating the AUD NZD to push down further structurally. All right. To 1.14197. And that's it. 1.14197. We are already below a very important zone at 1.20. There we go. All right. So let's loop around quickly. Because, guys, remember, we're moving with what is being given to us today. Work with what you have. All right. So the oil price, remember we said the hourly has already given us the low. It is this area that we actually waiting for, 85. Now, as I'm speaking to you, look what's happening. Look what's happening here. We have what looks like an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Again, there's the shoulder patterns. So what am I saying to you? Let's go back and revisit what happened some time ago. Let's go and see what happened some time ago. Was there not a head and shoulder pattern? Who remembers that head and shoulder pattern? It keeps on making it. Look. You see that? You guys see that? There, there, there. Come on, guys. Oil. There, there, there. There, there, there. What does oil do? There, there, there. Peep the game. There are certain ones that always produce a certain pattern before the move. Here we're dealing with one of them now. Look. So oil looking good, above 85. I'm waiting for that. Gold. You see, this is a very important zone. Let's see what happens at this zone, guys. We are bullish on gold, yes. But I mean, it has a big high here. That high, from an hourly perspective. So we created that high this morning. Okay? And if you look at last week, Friday, all right, Thursday, Wednesday. So we have to break this morning's high to get to last week's levels. At this point, there's a gap. The gap may not close. But right now, we're ready if it does for short. NAS, we know up, but the minute frames are showing us we may close that specific gap. Okay? Then we have AUD NZD. We can see that there's a lot of divergence on the minute frames, and we may possibly come down till here. But we've not broken beneath the 699, the 0.69965. USD JPY, we're still stuck in that same impulse. Which impulse, Ash? This one here. We're still stuck in that same impulse. This is the pullback. The pullback is still taking long. So if this pullback goes up, 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 there's a high probability we go there and then we come down. Or from there, we just go straight down. It's one of the two. All right. CAD JPY in for a short here. It's already down below a nice area. I'm watching where my arrow is. I'm watching these highs, this area here, very, very carefully, because we could possibly go up. All right. BTC, needless to say, like I said, guys, this one, beautiful. We're waiting for the 70,000. We're now at 65. It's going to be beautiful when it goes up until there. And I really hope that it comes quick so that, we can obviously get into the trading room and say, look, all right, GBP USD, there's that short that you guys were seeing. Well done to you guys, yeah? So it's filling the gap right here. That one's filling the gap, all right? Euro USD, we may just get it as well. So guys, the midday chat here is, it looks like the dollar is strengthening on the basis of that gaps. Is everybody tracking with me here? That's the midday. It seems like we are strengthening with the dollar here because of those gaps that happened early in the morning. Is everybody clear with that? I think that's pretty clear. I don't think there's any wishy-washy stuff there. Yeah. So what's going to be important for us now is the 3 o'clock session. Why? Because at 3:30, we see the investment into the dollar, and we have the right assets to do that. The oil price, the gold price, some of the major pairs. All right. We have some great assets there that's on the playlist today, and we're going to wait for the US Open at 15:30. But I'll be on at 3. So we'll be on at 3. And then we will go through some more charts whilst we wait for the 15:30. And then we push forward from there. Okay, then we push forward from there. But it's going to be interesting to see what the AUD does. On Thursday, we got the GBP monetary policy statement, guys. So that's going to be, so there's a lot of interest rates. So you see all those statements are happening for the, this week in terms of AUD, GBP. We got the yen as well. But the dollar is also happening. on Wednesday. So it's going to be it's a really, really packed week to see where are the economies with the interest rates at this point in time. All right. But once again, guys, you guys were great. 3 o'clock. Don't be late. We got some unfinished business here. All right. We got some unfinished business with all these minute frames here. And we want to see where we are tracking by the time we get back. All right. Have a lekker one. You know it's been great on my side. And I thank you guys for the fantastic interaction. I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Ashley Revere checking out. Ciao, ciao.